what about you guys? What about the Corrs? How did you get involved into this kind of project?
Well, Quincy phoned us up recently and asked us would we like to take part, and we absolutely said yes. We're delighted to be involved, and I think because it's just such an important issue, and I think that we need to protect children for the future. I think that they're involved in far too much suffering all over the world because of war and conflict. So I think it's very important that children have a say in their future and the future of the world.
Yeah, that's right. And now it's time to hear from. And what about you? Are you happy to be part of the lineup and everything? And how do you feel to be part of it?
Well, if we're invited, we're we're very happy. Thank you.
Now,
so
accepted.
Exactly. So yeah, no, we'd be delighted to do whatever we can to play. You know, play for as long as we can. It would be fantastic. Or just even be there. Whatever we can do, we will do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what do you think about Rome as a place that can host such a big event?
There couldn't be a better place, really. I mean, it's so steeped in history. It's mammoth, you know. It's just for a big occasion and for the size I think that we intend this to be. There couldn't be better. There couldn't be bigger, you know.
And what about Quincy? Why did you choose? What about you live in such a musical place, Ireland, and you are a musical family. How do you feel to live into music?
Well, very thankful, you know, that we've been able to do it, and that we had good childhoods, and that we were given, you know, like what we're talking about today, that we did have a good upbringing and everything like that, that allowed us to have our dreams and have them fulfilled. You know, because, I mean, talking about the power of music earlier, I think it unites all cultures. People, you know, every musician will look down in a concert and see people of all different races right together. And that's really hugely important, you know.
So this is what music means for you?
Well, it's an element of it. I just love it.
Yeah, of course. And now let's...
20, it will no longer exist.
I hope so. The Corrs, is HIV still a big problem in Ireland, maybe?
Well, I think it's a massive problem all over the world, and I think when the initial stage, when HIV when people became aware of it, there was a huge push to you know, to get medical treatment and to seek a vaccine, and also to bring awareness. But in a way it starts to die down, and then people become less aware and they just go back to their work and they forget about it, and if it doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
And I think one of the points of doing something like this is to bring back the awareness that maybe was there 10 years ago, and that just it starts to filter down, which is quite bad. But I mean, yes, HIV is definitely a problem in Ireland, and globally, more worryingly, it is an absolutely huge problem.
What would you suggest to this problem of...
And for me, a terrible thing that you'll find in some African countries is that people are not being informed properly about, you know, about AIDS, and that they're also not being provided with, you know, condoms and proper medical care or facilities. And I think it's basically awareness is probably the greatest weapon against AIDS.
I know that you're a mom now, and how difficult it is to support such a responsibility towards the future of your child.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, when you become a mother, you know, you think about your child, you think about their future, and you know, you need to inform them and keep them aware of everything that's going on in the world. And I think, you know, as a parent, that's a new thing for me, and I have to think about all these things now. You know?
Yeah, I know it's difficult, but we have to do it.
Yeah.
And what about the Corrs? You came from a very conflict area, Ireland. What would you suggest?
Well, we've had terrible troubles in our country, and thankfully we only see hope now. An awful lot of the violence has stopped, and there's great hope for the future of Ireland, and we just hope that it continues to get better and better the way that it is, and that we never have to go back to the terrible times that were had for an awful lot of people within Ireland.